Okay, that's a very interesting answer. So I like the fact that you've gained so much industry knowledge and you've put this together over time. So in doing that, you're becoming more and more of an industry expert and you're learning all of the different components that go into a realty firm. So tell me, what was kind of your primary source of learning over time and how did you make yourself more broad and more effective in your learning?
Yeah, so I got my start in a really unique way. I started here working alongside Dawn, the owner and broker. She brought me on as her assistant and marketing director, and I gained so much knowledge in the industry just by sitting at a desk next to her, listening to her negotiate phone calls, listening to her do LOIs and negotiate big build outs and things for commercial clients. And it made it really easy on me to pass my real estate exam, but that was my main source of learning is I think being alongside a very knowledgeable group of agents, and, there are some mistakes I had to learn from, but I also got to learn from all of their mistakes, not that they make a lot, but you know what I'm saying.
I do.
It's been great to learn alongside a very knowledgeable, experienced group of agents.
Gotcha. So mentorship is one of the 5M categories that I emphasize with a lot of business leaders and team building. And it sounds like mentorship was a huge success for you, pairing yourself up next to Don Arnold and being able to learn. And you even made a little comment about I was able to just sit there and listen and watch and observe. And we label that here at CS Business Consulting as the fly on the wall method. And so, if you were going to maybe give some advice about finding a mentor, the right type or kind of a mentor, or how to interact with a mentor, what advice would you give to anybody in finding a mentor or seeking out a mentor?
Well, find the smartest person in the room. And it obviously has to be someone that you vibe personally with and someone that's willing to go the extra mile to help you grow. And like I said, I was in a unique position because I was helping her on the backside of building her company. She's done a wonderful job growing this from, 3 agents to 13, and we're now one of the leading brokerages in the region. And just the fact that she had taken the time to kinda teach me the ropes, you need to find somebody that's willing to do that, and like I said, one of the smartest people in the room, that's who you kinda have to gravitate towards.
I love that. I often I work with a lot of young people, and I tell them, or really anybody, if you find yourself as being the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room. You don't want to be in that room very long unless you're like giving a demonstration, because you always need to be learning. And then your mentor is trying to target the smartest person in the room. You gave a caveat that they also have to be willing and they're going to put in the extra mile. And that's what you were grateful for Dawn for. So I think drawing those things out, you're really hopefully impacting people and how they make decisions in growing in their knowledge and growing in their industry on their own. So let's talk about after they get growing and they start performing. How does somebody ensure consistent performance and maybe make sure that they're following up and gaining that client satisfaction once they've got their mentor and they've gotten into the role of actually getting out there, getting after it?
That was kind of a long question. Can you summarize that a
Sure,
little
sure.
bit?
So tell me about getting the consistent performance. So after you've got a mentorship and you're in the arena, and now you went from learning and being the mentee to now you passed your exam and you're out there doing real estate. How did you ensure that you got your consistent performance, or did Dawn ensure that from you, consistent performance?
Well, I think it kind of brings us back to that team mentality. We're always checking each other. We're always making sure we're on the right track, doing the right thing, always checking in with your teammates. Yeah, I think it brings us back to how it's not just Emily Wilson, real estate agent, it's Arnold Realty Group as a brokerage. And we want to make sure all of our agents are upholding our reputation in the industry. And we make sure we call each other out if something's not up to par. And I think
Okay.
just like talking about before, surrounding yourself with people who want to be the best.
I like that a lot. So now you're talking about more than just a mentor relationship, but surrounding yourself with teammates and other people that are going to lift you up, but also hold you accountable and call you out. And I really like that because I think a lot of people just try to plug themselves in somewhere and make it work instead of looking at some of the, maybe these softer things that are really going to be what produce the positive symptoms instead of the negative toxic symptoms. Well, Emily, let me ask you this because you said something that I think is really good. You said you girls kind of call each other out and keep each other in check. So, what would be a way that some of the ladies at Arnold Realty Group would say, "Hey, I'm going to check on you. I'm going to make sure things are going right. How am I going to keep somebody in check as a positive teammate?"
Well, I think first you have to establish a relationship with each other. We all have a very good professional and personal friendship with each other, and you're not going to take advice from someone who's going to talk down on you. You want to take advice from someone who you strive to be like. And we're constantly in contact. You should see our group messages every day. There's hundreds of them coming through. We're always texting each other or calling if we need some advice or have a situation that we've not gone through before. Everybody is more than willing to jump in and help. And I mean, that's a good way to keep ourselves in check, is just we're always checking in with each other. We
I
always
like
know what the other people are doing.
I like that a lot. So let me end this segment with this question here, and I just want to know from the mind of Emily and the heart of Emily, if you're going to give a piece of advice to somebody that's growing into an industry, they've attached themselves to a mentor, and they desperately strive for success. Where would you tell them to improve themselves? Where would you tell them to seek the biggest gain in turn on themselves? How would Emily coach that person?
I think again, it boils down to the people you surround yourself with. You become like who you surround yourself with. And if you surround yourself with the best and the people who you want to be like and the people who have good relationships in the community, you're in turn going to become that. And that's what I love about our group.
I love that. So people need to be paying very close attention to who they allow in their professional lives and their personal lives. And they need to be surrounding themselves with people that are going to hold them accountable, people that they look up to in some capacity and can try to achieve victory with those people, not adversaries, not rivals, not unhealthy forms of competition, but the brotherly or sisterly good competition that spurs each other on. So that's really excellent stuff, and I hope everybody paid close attention to that. Emily, I want you to one more time for us. Where can our audience find you and Arnold Realty Group if they want to pick your brain, get some advice, or of course, get into the real estate game to buy and sell and use you and your services?
Yeah, you can head to our website anytime at thearnoldrealtygroup.com. You can go to any of our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, should all be at the Arnold Realty Group.
That is fantastic. There's no doubt in my mind why having you as a teammate, Arnold Realty Group has its major success. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. And everybody else, you sit right where you are and you stay tuned for our final segment of the night. We'll be right back with more Pivotal Change.